Hello everyone, and welcome to a new series on my channel where I review various anime series. Today, I will be reviewing one of my favorite series of all time, Trigun. Trigun is one of the first anime I have ever seen, and it still holds up very well to this day. The story takes place in what seems to be a post-apocalyptic sci-fi Wild West type of Earth, and the story is about a wanted man with a huge bounty over his head. He is called Vash the Stampede by the public. He runs into two insurance agents who are tracking him down in order to try to investigate and mitigate the destruction which follows him. And the story follows these three for most of the show. Vash is constantly being hunted by dangerous individuals and groups for the huge bounty over his head, which causes a vicious cycle of destruction happening around him, and people fearing him. As the show progresses, we get introduced to many great characters, learn more about the world within the show, get to know all of the main characters, and of course, there are many awesome gunfights. Vash is a really interesting and likable character. He is a legendary gunslinger who always manages to defeat any bounty hunter who comes after him, and he has a very well-meaning and goofy personality when in interpersonal interactions. Later on, you learn more about him and his past, and a different side of him. The two main side characters are interesting in their own right as well. Meryl is hot-headed and determined, and Millie is quirky, polite, and often absent-minded, and kind of serves as a moral compass for Meryl a lot of the time. Along the way, Vash meets other interesting people who get involved with him and his story. The interesting thing about Vash is how much of a pacifist he is, despite his master gun skills and reputation for bringing destruction wherever he comes. A lot of protagonists with supernatural powers or skill in anime tend to be people who enjoy fighting and pushing themselves to their limits. Not Vash. He just wants to live a quiet life. The villains are interesting in their own rights, from their designs to their backstory and their motives. I mean, this anime had me sympathizing with a robber at one point. I was surprised how well written the character development is in this show. The setting of the actual show is set on a barren desert. And while this may sound like a boring setting, it is anything but that with everything going on. Almost always, there is something unique or interesting going on in the setting of the story to where it switches settings to where it doesn't get tiresome to look at. The soundtrack is pretty awesome in the series, especially since I'm a guy who loves the electric guitar. I love this anime, and it is easily considered to be a classic. If you have seen it, I'm sure you agree. If you haven't seen it, you need to check it out. I will be doing a spoiler review of Trigun sometime in the near future. And until next time, thank you for watching, and have a great day everyone.